That's a fact. And no matter how unachievable that goal or dream might be, if you keep practicing and keep working towards it, one day you get very close.
Do it. Nobody cares. Straight on it.
Been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Jake Paul is reportedly training with heavyweight champion Tyson Fury ahead of his fight with Anthony Joshua. Fury notes that Jake has progressed significantly toward his long-term goals, and this matchup represents a major milestone in that journey. He believes Jake is fully committed and will push himself to succeed. Calling the fight a 50-50 challenge, Fury emphasizes that Paul has evolved beyond his YouTube beginnings and now competes with genuine seriousness.
And even if you don't actually achieve the biggest target in your life, you might get close to it, so it's definitely worth pursuing. But someone who doesn't have goals and doesn't have a target.
Jake Paul is training with full intensity, aiming to become a world champion. He's focused on discipline, conditioning, and addressing every weakness, taking his camp seriously. Confident that his hard work will pay off, Jake is determined to prove he's more than a celebrity boxer, fully committed to earning respect in the ring.
Not be treated like I'm Jake Paul or a famous person. No, like they treat me like I'm trying to become a world champion, which is exactly the case.
Tyson Fury believes Jake Paul has a genuine shot at beating Anthony Joshua, emphasizing his remarkable progress. Fury warns against underestimating Jake, noting he has evolved into a focused, serious fighter capable of surprising even seasoned heavyweight champions.
Talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Boxing has always balanced sport and business, and veteran promoter Barry Hearn emphasizes this regarding Anthony Joshua. Hearn believes Joshua should seriously consider a fight with Jake Paul, pointing out that boxing is ultimately a money-driven industry. While some may question the legitimacy or competitiveness of such a matchup, the financial rewards are impossible to ignore. According to Hearn, opportunities for massive paydays play a crucial role in a boxer's career decisions. For promoters, fighters, and fans alike, the potential revenue from a Joshua versus Paul fight could far exceed typical expectations, making the business case almost as important as the sporting aspect.
Your view on that, Barry?
Money. Don't be silly. You know, I mean, you're mostly sensible, aren't you?
Mostly.
Of course, we're all purists at heart, but purism doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and boxing is a money business. And the day we don't accept that and then move on, we won't understand why certain things happen.
So if that fight's there next week and it's signable and they can do Joshua against Tyson Fury next year, take the Jake Paul fight in December, go and do it.
100.
Sports analyst Simon Jordan has offered his take on Jake Paul's unconventional rise in boxing, emphasizing how rare it is for a YouTube personality to transition into a fighter competing against world-class athletes. In traditional boxing circles, Paul's rapid ascent is met with skepticism and criticism, as the sport has long valued a methodical progression, moving through amateur ranks and gradually facing tougher opponents. Jordan notes that Paul's approach challenges this established path, disrupting conventional expectations. For many within the boxing community, his trajectory raises concerns about respect for the sport, the legitimacy of competition, and whether such a non-traditional path can be sustainable over the long term.
As a boxing purist, it doesn't sit well, but as a normal working class lad, I've been asked by builders, would you fight Jake Paul for £5 million? I never got £5 million for fighting anyone else in a fight, so it's the silliest question in the world. I've been retired 7 years and still very confident. If you give me 3 weeks to get off the couch, I'll probably still beat him with one hand. It's not, he's not a good fighter, so it's not even being disrespectful to him. As a YouTuber, as a presenter in what he does, it blows me out the water. That's his line of work, but he's stepping into boxing, another profession. Now, to call Alexa Canelo out, I think is disrespectful. To call Anthony Joshua out is lunacy, but we know why it's happening and why he does it.
Forget Jake Paul.
Forget Jake Paul.
Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's going to do what Jake Paul does. But Anthony Joshua, with respect to you and what you did and didn't earn in your career, Anthony Joshua is out at King's Ransom.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to be fiddle with this, does he?
No, he doesn't. But again, all I keep seeing from people out there is, you know, when is enough enough? And I get that. But when you're retired at 33, 34, and you've got to make that last now, you've got more experience than me in this team with a lot of footballers in the past as well,
Yeah.
and business people who have to make a certain amount of budget last.
Despite facing criticism, Jake Paul has undeniably delivered some of the biggest paydays in professional boxing, showcasing his substantial financial influence on the sport. Yet, his behavior has drawn controversy, with analysts and fans noting that he often disrespects boxing legends and traditional fighters through provocative or dismissive calls. This creates a tension within the boxing world. While Paul generates significant money and attention, his unorthodox approach challenges established norms and elicits mixed reactions from veterans, purists, and longtime supporters of the sport.
Anthony Joshua exclusive, because I know that I will.
I'm so sorry for my English, but I have to. See, Jake Paul does lots of good things. He has a camp for kids where he, I guess, gives training and coaching and clubs and environment for kids in Puerto Rico. He helped lots of boxers to get the bigger purse than they deserve. He has done some good things. But, and you are kind of trying to be on his side, but then he says something like that. Like, you almost are on his side, and then he says, I want to fight Anthony Joshua and Canelo at the same night, or whatever. Jake, fighting Anthony Joshua and Canelo is not fighting Tyron Woodley or 60 years old Mike Tyson with Alzheimer's. Anthony Joshua is able to literally kill you. No doubt. If his mission is to kill you on the ring, he will kill you. You lost against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury won against you. What Anthony Joshua? What Canelo, my friend? Canelo, you would need the liver replacement after Canelo fight. I promise you. I don't know. So stop doing that shit. Do the good things you are doing, and we will be on your side. Just stop saying crazy.
The upcoming fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul goes beyond financial incentives. Comparisons with Jake Paul's exhibition bout against Gervonta Davis highlight the differences. Davis was considered undersized for Paul, whereas Joshua represents a far more serious challenge due to his size, skill, and experience. Analysts emphasize that Joshua will approach the fight as a legitimate contest, aiming to test both skill and power, rather than treating it like an exhibition. This commitment to a real fight reflects Joshua's professional ethos and sets the bout apart from typical celebrity-driven matchups.
One, yes, that's the former heavyweight champ. Why is he fighting Jake Paul? And two, why is Jake Paul putting his health and well-being on the line? Because someone asked me on Twitter, Wade, if Jake Paul gets knocked out, will his career be over? Buddy, his life may be over if he gets knocked out by AJ, because that dude put Francis Ngannou flat on his back, and I had never seen Francis Ngannou hurt before. Again, it's boxing, not MMA. Jake has a little more experience, but we're talking about a massive size difference. AJ's still relatively young, still relatively got something left in the tank, and he's only fought the world-class guys for the last 10 years. This would be Jake's not only hardest fight, most dangerous fight of his career. If Jake is doing this, it could signal the last one. I'm not even joking. This could signal Jake being like, I'm having one more of these and I'm out. Because where do you go from Anthony Joshua? We'll get into that part in a second, but the Netflix thing. We know that Anthony Joshua is an exclusive fighter to DAZN. Eddie Hearn has stated that multiple times. AJ, I'm pretty sure, even has a piece of DAZN. I could be wrong about that, but he signed a mega deal years ago with them. So for this fight to take place on Netflix would mean DAZN would say, you can have one of our biggest cash draws, and maybe in a revenue share thing, or maybe Netflix pays them some money, but you can have our biggest cash draw and we don't have an affiliation with it. That seems a bit unrealistic. But having said that, this isn't a report from anybody in the camp. This is not MVP saying it. This is not Eddie Hearn saying it. This is Mike Coppinger, who I guess has talked to people in the camp. But an independent source saying that they are finalizing a deal. Not that they're in talks. They are finalizing a deal. So this is, again, we're talking 1 yard line. First.
Gareth A. Davies emphasizes the significant physical advantage Anthony Joshua holds over Jake Paul, noting that Joshua stands at 6 feet 7 inches and carries considerably more weight than Paul, who is 6 feet 2 inches. This size and strength disparity provides Joshua with a clear edge, impacting both ring strategy and risk assessment. Combined with Joshua's elite technical skills, these factors make the fight a serious challenge for Paul. At the same time, the contrast enhances the spectacle and financial appeal of the matchup. For audiences, the bout's intrigue lies in the clash between Joshua's raw physical dominance and Paul's celebrity-driven appeal.
I'm not sure Anthony Joshua's going to play the game like everyone else, and it could be fairly calamitous, I think, if Joshua stepped into a ring with Jake Paul, but we're going to watch it because we want to see Jake Paul get knocked the F out. We do, everyone wants to see it. I mean, I've even said it to him. I was looking forward to Mike Tyson knocking the fuck out. Doesn't surprise me. He's looking for the biggest names out there, and it just shows that he's prepared to put himself on the line to promote himself.
Would it be more competitive than the Ngannou fight, in your opinion, or less?
That's a very good analogy. It's a very good comparison. Much less competitive. I mean, I think it's got to be at that level of exhibition bout. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as 100.
Another critical factor is Anthony Joshua's extraordinary knockout power, which Gareth vividly compares to a plumbing mule kick. This raw strength is both intimidating and strategically significant, capable of dominating the fight. Analysts warn that even one misstep by Jake Paul could end the bout swiftly, making it extremely high risk yet highly anticipated. Joshua's punching power highlights the serious sporting element of the matchup, ensuring that, alongside the financial incentives, the fight carries genuine athletic stakes and tests both skill and resilience in the ring.
This one, you got a guy who's 6'7" to Jake Paul 6'2", probably weighs 30 pounds more than him if he's 220, and who hits like plumbing mule kicks. So, and you know, yes, Anthony Joshua's had issues against very skilled boxers, and he's been caught by Andy Ruiz, and caught by Alexander Usyk twice, and out-hustled and out-boxed, and knocked out by Daniel Dubois. But Jake Paul is not the kind of guy who is going to be able to pick him apart.
Michael Bisping provides a clear analysis of the risk-reward scenario facing Jake Paul. He notes that Paul is in a unique position with almost no real downside. A victory over Anthony Joshua would propel him to unprecedented fame and respect, while even a loss would still boost his notoriety and audience reach. Unlike traditional boxing, where defeats can harm a career, Paul's situation offers enormous upside with minimal risk. This explains his relentless pursuit of high-profile, high-reward matchups, prioritizing visibility and impact over conventional career concerns.
Out there on an island by myself, everyone says the same thing, and he would potentially prove all of those critics wrong. Well, yeah, he would, maybe, unless there's some funny business, right? And for Anthony Joshua, as I said, this is kind of a lose-lose, right? Because if he wins, people are still going to say, well, you only beat Jake Paul, right? The man that lost to Tommy Fury, after all, right? That's the only loss in his record, Tommy Fury. You're telling me that Tommy Fury is going to beat him, and then Anthony Joshua's not going to beat him? So if he beats him, he gets no credit. And if he loses, then holy can you imagine? That would be the biggest downfall of any boxer's career. The reality is, he's not going to lose. There is no way on this earth that Jake Paul can beat Anthony Joshua in a boxing match. That's just a fact, okay? Look at what he did to Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou hits as hard as a Ford Escort, going 100 miles an hour or whatever that stat was. Comes from the UFC. He was the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Has a good go against Tyson Fury, but goes up against Anthony Joshua and gets flatlined. Every single punch that was thrown was landed, and every punch that landed put Francis Ngannou down, okay? So to stand there and think that Jake Paul, who's much, much smaller, who has way less experience, that doesn't weigh anything near him, is going to have a chance, and not to mention the technical abilities. Let's just talk about that. Not to mention the technical abilities or experience. We're talking about an Olympic gold medalist, remember, from back in the day, who's then gone on to become a true British boxing icon, or a worldwide boxing icon, let's be honest, right? There's no way.
Despite the financial appeal, critics highlight a key obstacle in Jake Paul's trajectory: his loss to Tommy Fury. While Fury is relatively inexperienced in professional boxing, he managed to challenge Paul effectively, revealing vulnerabilities in Paul's skill set. Analysts suggest that if Paul struggled against Fury, who lacks the experience of a world-class fighter like Anthony Joshua, the risks in facing Joshua could be significantly higher. This context tempers expectations, indicating that fame and financial motivation may not fully compensate for gaps in technical ability and ring experience. Experts note the unpredictable nature of a Joshua versus Paul fight. Although Joshua's size and skill provide clear advantages, facing an unconventional opponent like Paul requires strategic caution. Analysts argue Joshua may need to balance asserting dominance with risk management, holding back when necessary. This careful planning underscores the broader challenge of blending elite boxing talent with celebrity-driven matchups, where financial incentives, public attention, and competitive integrity all intersect, making such bouts both high-stakes and complex from sporting and business perspectives.
It tells me that this is going to be just an exhibition, and AJ should wipe the floor with him within the first round, right? And if he doesn't, are we getting mugged as punters?
It's on Netflix, so unless if you've got a Netflix.
No, but whoever's punters, when I say punters, the watching audience, right, around the world, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate.
I think it's dangerous.
Yeah,
I genuinely think it's dangerous.
Well, but that's
putting a world heavyweight champion.
But then the cynic,
top 4 or 5 fighters in the world.
Then the cynic in me tells me,
who's never had a proper fight.
Right, the cynic in me straight away goes, I think AJ's probably going to be told, I don't know this, don't go heavy on him the first.
No, he can't afford to do that. Anthony Joshua can't afford to do that.
Okay, well that's where I'm wrestling with my own mind right now. You asked me the question, how do I feel about it? I don't know what to make of it, mate. I seriously don't know what to make of it. I seriously don't.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it.
I'll watch it because
I don't know whether I will, Jay. Honestly, I probably will close the vote. Right now, I don't know whether I will.
For Anthony Joshua, facing Jake Paul demands meticulous preparation. While Joshua's size and elite knockout power provide a clear theoretical advantage, analysts caution that Paul's unconventional style could create unexpected challenges. Coaches will likely focus on controlled aggression, tactical awareness, and selective engagement to balance financial incentives with maintaining professional credibility. In this way, the fight becomes a hybrid challenge, part serious sporting contest, part spectacle, and part strategic business move, testing both Joshua's skill and his ability to navigate a high-profile, celebrity-driven match.
Mayweather. No, Mayweather. I didn't watch that. Who fought Mayweather? Oh, it was. I tell you, it was. Who was the MMA fighter?
Logan Paul. One that you didn't know the name of yet. Logan
Paul, right? I didn't watch that one either, right?
I know, but Jake Paul's got a bit more boxing credentials. He has.
What about McGregor? Who did McGregor fight? Did he fight someone? McGregor never made that up.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's your head at?
I don't know, mate. They all
it's all over the gap. You gave Andy your number and you gave him the top.
His name's Adam.
Adam, sorry. You gave Adam the number.
No.
He said 0371722.
I gave him the sports.
You gave him the sports number.
No, but I don't.
Header.
No, I don't know. I don't know whether I will watch it actually. If you want the honest truth.
Well, we asked for some calls, and people have phoned up. They're interested in it to have their say. Let's go to Paul, who's a Man United fan. All right, Paul?
All right, P-Dog?
You alright? How you doing?
I'm all right, Paul. Look, obviously big news. What do you make of this?
Oh, I think, so I'm a big boxing fan, I think Jake Paul's got...
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and see you next time.